My name is Terrence Pitts. I'm with Bowie TV, and one of the things that I like to highlight when I cover HBCUs is that I like to talk about the culture and the enrichment that HBCUs have and bring. Can you talk about a little bit about that and what that means to you?
Well, the culture is very important that you get at HBCUs that you're not going to get at any other school. First of all, it's not just about our education, but it's about what we go through as a culture that other races don't understand. People seem to think we don't need our own because even though we're African American, people of color, and we speak English, we don't need our own. But we do, just like the Asian population, just like the Hispanic population, we need our own, and that's so important. Mental health, educational-wise, family structure-wise, relationship-wise, we need our own.
Can you share a little bit, what are some ways that we can maximize the voice of HBCUs to get it to the plateau that it used to be?
Our voting, we got to get better on our voting and fighting and advocating and educating, because a lot of us voted for the other side, but I think it's because of our education.
You've been an HBCU alum, right? Being a Howard rep. Talk about the importance and the culture in which HBCUs bring.
You know, being a graduate of Howard University is such a badge of honor that I wear. I'm so proud to have represented this university. I learned everything about who we are. And the beauty of it was there were so many beautiful brown people from all over. Beautiful brown people from San Francisco, Oklahoma, Nebraska, New York, Jersey. And although we were from different places and had different zip codes, there was so much of our journeys that were the same. So much of our experiences that were the same. And I think the late night sleepovers, the ice cream social, the campus pal buddy days, all of those things helped me to understand, although we may be from different places, we are one of the same, creating a beautiful life for ourselves here in this new day and age.
And my question for you, can you talk about the experience and just being able to get this experience of being on campus and seeing the culture and the campus life of what an HBCU life looks like?
It's amazing. I love to see people my age that look like me, they're also being very productive, and it's also motivating because when I was going to school, I would see people who I couldn't relate to. So being in something like that is amazing.
Can I say, man, your character and the person that you are, just from the show, it is big, it is monumental. Like, just your humility and the way that you carry yourself on the camera, it shows and reflects in person as well. So thank you. Appreciate that, man. So some of the things that I like to highlight, I have myself cover HBCUs. I work directly with Morgan State, Bowie State, and Grambling State. Can you talk about what an HBCU, what going to an HBCU means to you?
When I went to Jackson State University, it was life-changing. My parents had gone there. My grandmother had gone to Jackson State. So my brother, my mom's sisters, my dad's brother. I mean, we are Jackson State family. And one of the big things in going to that university was the nurturing, the high level of education. No games are being played in there. They're serious about their education. So they put you on a path to success. In addition to being on that path to success, you're around black culture for 4 years. Some people even longer. But you're around black culture for 4, and that's important because you get a chance to be in an environment where you're being educated. You're being around black culture. It's top level education. The environment, the relationships that you build. A lot of the relationships that I formed when I was at Jackson State, I still have to this day. That to me means the world to me. And I was telling somebody else earlier, if I could do it all over again 1,000 times, I would go to Jackson State University because that's how much that school and that experience meant to me.
What are some ways that we can boost the morale and get the excitement about HBCUs back up like it was before, to make people know and let those know, high school students know that, listen, this is still a great institution, 127 of us that you can partake with.
Right. I just attended an HBCU fair down at Alfred Street. Has an HBCU fair. They've had one for 22 straight years, and every year gets bigger and better. And I think it's important when those students come in and they start learning about these universities, because as you said, a lot of them don't know about the HBCU experience, and they don't know that it's a high-level education. They don't know about the relationships. So I think the more that you can explain to them, hey, this is what's going on at these schools, it's next level, it's a high level, and again, the culture and the relationships is phenomenal, and it's something that enhances your life and puts you on a path to success. I think the more that we tell them about that, the better off, the better they can make decisions about their future. And also, in addition to that, explain to them about some of the people that have come from these HBCUs. There's a lot of very successful people that have come from HBCUs. Toni Braxton went to Bowie State.
Yeah.
She went to Bowie State.
Yeah.
Think about it. And Michael Strahan went to Texas Southern. Walter Payton, Lem Barney, Jackie Slater, all in the
Robert Brazell went to
Robert
Jackson
Brazell,
State.
all in the Hall of Fame, went to Jackson State. Doug Williams, who played quarterback
Grambling.
for he went to Grambling.
Yes.
So the more, and it's not just that. We have more former Secretary of Education, Dr. Page went to Jackson State. Our Vice President, Kamala Harris, went to Howard. So don't tell me it can't be done if you went to an HBCU. There's so many other, we don't have time to name everybody,
right.
but there's so many other success stories that come from these HBCUs. And the young people need to know about it so they can continue doing big things.
Absolutely. I thank you very much, and thank you for your contributions. And thank you for everything that you do and how you resemble and you show what an HBCU success looks like.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me.
And if you can, I just want to get your opinion on where you think the current state of HBCUs are compared to where they used to be.
Oh, that's an interesting question. It's interesting because the current state of HBCUs, we made a lot of progress. There's no question about that. And I think also, we've got to the point where we can appreciate the value of HBCUs and even the importance of having that experience before going on to larger or to predominantly white universities. I think that my experience back in the 60s and 70s, where we were not as welcome in the majority of universities.
Absolutely.
Back then, we didn't really have a choice. But now that we're having that experience, I'm feeling like the HBCUs are the better path because of the self-esteem that we gain from that and the experience of seeing a university run by people who care about you and your culture as opposed to being just a part of a larger system and its ongoing operation. So I think it's a special experience that if I had my way, we would all experience.
Absolutely. If you can you give what the culture of an HBCU feels like? For those who don't know, they see it, but they don't know what that feeling is.
What's interesting about that with diversity and the complex fabric that makes up America, having the culture, when I was at Tuskegee, for example, the freshmen, the Commodores started on a freshman talent show the year before I got there. So watching those guys, Lionel Richie and all of them grow and become very successful with that as their basis. And of course, my experience coming out of Tuskegee and being successful as an engineer and inventor, the foundation is something that is very, very important. And we should nurture it and make sure that all who want to experience that has an opportunity to do that.
And then you go ahead and give a shout out to your alma mater.
Oh, of course, Tuskegee. I mentioned Tuskegee already, but it's very important. In fact, what I'm doing now is we're setting up a research program at Tuskegee to help develop some of the energy technology, some of the inventions that I'm working on. We're all very excited about our new president and the impact that he's going to have on that campus as well.
How you doing, man?
How you?
I'm good to see you.
Bless.
Listen, man, my name is Terrence Pitts. I'm with Bowie TV.
Okay.
And I just want to get your opinion on what do you think it'll take to get young African-American high school students excited again about attending and nursing and understanding what the life of the HBCU looks like?
Well, I think if we continue to be the village, creating think tanks, creating activities, creating trips, field trips, day trips, weekend trips, HBCU tours. You know what I mean, as well. Just blitzing the community. I think it definitely takes a village, and we have to be the village in order to redirect the focus.
Give one of your fondest moments and memories of you in regards to HBCU campus.
Well, I went to Cramton State. So I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't have found and discovered my love for music, that I have without, you know, my time that I spent at Copland, you know?
Absolutely, and we appreciate you for all that you bring to the music industry. You keep R&B alive.
Oh, love, thank you. I appreciate that. That's love, thank you.
Yes, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
My name is Terrence Pitts. I'm with Bowie TV.
Nice to meet you,
You
Terrence.
as well. I just want to get your opinion. What do you think, like when you talk about highlighting HBCUs, the enrichment, the culture, and the love that they talk about the importance of an event like this and how it shines that light when it pertains to HBCUs?
Oh, about an event like this, I just think just by having it, it shows the love and just how we all come in so many different shades and we walk in so many different seasons and lights in our walk and our talk. And I just think it's good to have the community together so we can just embrace each other and show each other we all can love each other and do big things and be in the same room.
What would be your message to those who are looking at higher education? What would be your pitch to them in regards to at least giving an HBCU a try?
Oh, gosh, if you're looking for higher education, why would you not give HBU a try? I mean, I think the culture alone speaks for itself. You know what I mean? So I think you're doing yourself an unjust if you don't. Because I think HBCU, you can see everything.
Absolutely.
Okay.
If you can you just elaborate and talk about the importance of an HBCU, what it means to you?
Listen, for me, I stand where I stand because of the HBCU process, because of the community that supported me, because of people who told me that I was enough when other people told me that I wasn't. So to me, it's essential because we live in a time period where you got to support your own. As a community, we are being tested on so many levels, from the highest rungs of power to the streets. We are being tested. We got to stick together. And HBCU is an example of how we can come together. When I was there, I was in a safe space. I didn't feel like I wasn't enough because of the color of my skin, because of my last name, because of my economic status. I felt like I'm enough just because I'm being here on this campus with folks that look like me. But it also pushed me to be my best self. So I'm gonna do everything I can to support HBCUs. I'm a big believer and proponent in them. We gotta continue to do that, especially in times like these.
What are some ways that you think we can maximize the media exposure as it pertains to HBCUs, whether it's academically and athletically?
Interestingly, it's events like this, honestly, right? Certainly athletics, the bands, we know that those are things that attract attention. There's nothing wrong with that. I love that. But then when you look at an event like HBCU Honors and you're saying we're going to take people from various industries and we're going to celebrate them and put them out there for a national audience to see, I'm proud to be a part of it. That's the secret right there.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Packer. Out that Charm City CIAA basketball tournament.
Everybody, if you want to see the CIAA at its finest, come see the Black CIAA in Black Baltimore for Black History Month. It's the best place to see it. The Black City, Black basketball, Black culture, Black colleges. The only place to do that is in Charm City.
Can you just talk about the importance of this moment and what it means to you?
Absolutely. My name is Eric Austin, Marketing Vice President at Procter & Gamble, one of the sponsors here at this event. And P&G and our brands are proud to sponsor HBCUs and the students and give them what they need to be chewing through graduation. P&G and our products give everyday products to these students, and we amplify the excellence that these students represent for our future.
What are some ways that you would look to see that this event can help maximize the exposure and getting kids excited about HBCUs?
Absolutely. I mean, it's all about experience and opportunity. And how do we elevate this culture? This culture, everything comes through HBCUs, music, entertainment, fashion. And it needs support to amplify, because this is the best of the Black community.